guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello and welcome. I am Susana, and today we're going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm not quite sure where I'm going today, but I am planning on leaving this house. I need to. And so of course I wanted to get a little glammed up and show you guys some new makeup that I have. So Guerlain has released their holiday collection. It's called the Gold Wish collection, and I did pick up a few items. I have the Meteorites, I have one of the duo eyeshadow sticks, as well as their bronzer. These products I've actually already tested out. Today is really only the second time that I use them, but I have already formulated an opinion on them, so I will definitely be sharing that as I go on through today's video. Of course, if you guys have any questions on anything that I use, let me know. And well, before we get into the tutorial or into the get ready with me, I do ask that you please give me a like. It really does help out my channel and my videos, and it just feels nice when I get likes. And also consider subscribing, please. That also feels really nice to see that you guys are enjoying my content and that you want to stick around for more. So anyways, enough of that. Now let's get into the makeup. I already went ahead and applied some primer just right here where I have larger pores. I used my Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch primer. So now I'm gonna go in with the foundation, and I had not used this one in a while. It's from Tom Ford. It's their Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I have the shade 6.0 Natural. I pulled this one out yesterday. I went to an event and I just loved how my makeup looked yesterday. This is a foundation that I know I can count on when I want to wear my foundation for a long period of time. It's so good. So I'm gonna blend that in with my BK Beauty 101 brush. And this color is, or the shade is perfect for me. The coverage, I mean, just so beautiful, right? So today I don't have too much to do. I just want to leave the house at least for a little bit. I was supposed to film super early. Well, not super early, but definitely much earlier today. And I woke up with a splitting headache. So my morning did not go as I had planned, but all is well. It's just hard because I kind of figured out the lighting better if I film in the morning or later in the afternoon, like early evening. And now that I'm filming at this time, I'm like, is it too bright? I don't know what's going on. I have a viewfinder, but it's still hard to tell. Like sometimes I'll start editing and I'm like, oh my gosh, the lighting is horrible. So apologies if it's not great at the moment. So today for my concealer, I pulled out the Sisley Eye Concealer with Botanical Extracts. I have the shade in number 2. The shade of this one, I think it's a little bit off for me, but we'll make it work. It definitely has a peachy tone, which will help correct my dark circles. Always make sure you wipe off the applicator because it can get really kind of goopy and just disgusting if you don't. So you want to make sure you clean off the applicator before you close it. Okay, this brush is too big. I'm gonna go back to my favorite concealer brush, the Artis, I always forget, Oval 6. Blend this in. So a little update. I had mentioned a while ago that I had gotten COVID in July and it was really bad. But anyway, that's not what this is about. I did end up losing my sense of taste and smell, and to this day I still cannot taste anything really. There are like a few things, like if I'm eating, say, some tacos and they have cilantro, I can taste the cilantro. If I'm eating or drinking something that's like lemonade or orange juice, I can kind of taste the citrus in it. But I can't really pinpoint if it is orange juice or if it is lemonade. I mean, I know because I'm looking at it, obviously. But there's like one ingredient usually that overpowers a dish, and so that's the only thing that I'm able to taste. But there were a lot of things that I would still get like satisfaction from. Like I'll be craving certain meals and I'll eat it and I'll be fully satisfied. But now I have what is called parosmia, and that is the worst thing ever. I'd rather go the rest of my life without being able to taste or smell anything than to be going through what I'm going through right now. It is horrendous. If you guys do not know what parosmia is, I had not heard of this word until I started getting this symptom, and it's very common for people that had COVID at some point, where months later you end up developing this horrendous sense of smell and or taste. So certain foods taste and smell like rotten garbage. I mean, it's the most disgusting thing in the world. I have been struggling this past week, and like it kind of takes a toll when you're not feeling normal. And I feel like I'm feeling a little stuffy now, and I feel like I have not felt normal in months, and it sucks. But some people say that this symptom could be good news. It could be a sign that your brain is relearning how to taste. But I guess it's a process. But then I was also reading some people only have this for a few days, whereas others for months. And I also read on a few people that have been experiencing this for a little over a year. So it's scaring me a little bit. I do not want to live my life like this. It's so hard. And I am now like trying to figure out what foods trigger this sense of smell or taste that I get. Definitely meats, definitely eggs. I've never really been huge on eggs anyway, so that doesn't really bother me that much. But eggs, any type of meat, like bell peppers. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that right now I cannot have or be around because it makes me physically sick. All right, so to powder, I'm going to use my Rodial glass powder. And so yeah, today I'm definitely not going to be going out to dinner, because usually that's something my husband and I will do, like to get out of the house. We'll just go out and have something to eat, but I don't think I could be at a restaurant right now. Have any of you experienced this condition, or know of anybody that's gone through this? Is there anything I should know that I should be doing? You guys, I don't know. It's very, very stressful. All right, so let's move on to some of the Guerlain products from the Wish Gold collection. So here I have the Meteorites. These are the gold pearls, and this is, let me show you guys, this is how the packaging of it looks. So it comes in a tin just like all the other Meteorites do, except that the cap on this one is gold. Now I do have the golden, okay, these are gold pearls, yeah. So I do have the golden. I use the medium the most because the original Meteorites, they look like this. These are excellent as a finishing powder. It gives a really subtle, soft luminosity to your skin. These are just really great to use with a buffing technique. I absolutely love them. So medium, number 3 medium is the one that works the best for me. However, since I'm kind of bad at ordering my foundation shade correctly online, I usually end up picking up something that's a little too light or a little too deep. But for the foundations that are too light, if I go over it with the golden Meteorites, it helps to balance out my makeup a lot better. So these originals don't have a lot of sparkles, but usually the holiday ones do. And this is the difference. So this is the holiday in the shade gold. So these are the gold pearls, and then these are the original Meteorites in the shade golden. I was going back and forth on whether or not I should pick up these new Meteorites, because I do know that Guerlain has the tendency of adding a lot of sparkle onto their holiday Meteorites, and I'm not really a fan of that. My favorite Meteorites from the holidays are from 2019. Those came with like some cranberry pearls in there, so it gave a really nice kind of flush to your face. I mean, just so beautiful. Those are very unique in my collection. I don't have those up here with me though, but I have filmed using those in the past. I mean, just gorgeous. The ones from last year I did not like because they had a lot of that glitter. I felt like it changed the tone of my makeup as well, where it made my makeup look a lot lighter than what it was. So those Meteorites I did not like very much, and I'm finding that these are a little bit similar to those. Although these do have like those copper pearls in there, I don't find that they necessarily add a lot of color to my skin. When I went in to swatch this, it gave me a little bit of a peachy tone, really beautiful swatch, but for all over my face, even if I use the Guerlain Meteorites brush, it doesn't add that warmthness onto my face as I thought it would when I first saw these and when I swatched them. Instead, it adds this really nice, still subtle glow, but it has little glitters, like little sparkles all over it, and yeah, I don't like that all over my face. So I find that this is probably something I'm only going to reach for if I'm going out for the night. Otherwise, I'm only going to apply it where I normally highlight for a subtle glow. And so that is how I'm going to apply it today. And I will show you guys, hopefully it picks up on camera, how you can see like the little sparkles. So this is probably something that I use if I'm using a foundation that's a little bit too deep for me, to kind of help lighten the color up a little bit, but also add that like subtle luminosity that I like. But because it's also gonna leave those like micro sparkles behind, yeah, I just definitely prefer that for at night, because during the day in the sunlight, I personally am not somebody that likes to have glitter all over my face. So I'll just apply it here like I normally highlight, just in the higher points of my face. Now I'm sure all of these have, are scented, all of my Guerlain products. I cannot smell it. I mean, at least it doesn't smell like rotten garbage to me, but Guerlain is definitely known for their fragranced makeup. And well, fragrances, period. But anyway, so see how it gives that glow, and it looks really, really pretty. This is the only way I truly see myself mostly utilizing this product, is applying it on the higher points of my face. And this is something that I would truly just kind of really buff in and even cover like a bigger area. So even when I go over with my bronzer or my blush, that glow can still pull through a little bit and it looks even much more natural. But I used this yesterday and I applied it as I'm doing so today. And my skin looked really, really nice. I think just all the makeup together looked really pretty. But oh geez, I really hope you guys can see those sparkles. But they're there. I can see it inside my home. I can only imagine how it looks out in the sun. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't mind sparkles and if you are of my skin tone or lighter, I think you'll really enjoy these. Otherwise, you're going to have to figure out how to best use them for yourself, because I don't think this is something that we're all going to be using the same. So that's how that looks. You guys let me know what you think about the Meteorites. Is this something that you would apply all over your face? Just kind of curious. I would just like to know. But I like it. I don't love them. It's definitely something that I could have gone on in life without, but you know, me being who I am, I just had to try them out. All right, so as far as the bronzer, the Terracotta Gold Bronze. So this is their packaging. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't do something different with their packaging. I think they usually do for the holiday. I'm not too sure. I did not pick up the bronzer from last year because it looked way too warm and too orange for my liking, so I skipped out on that. But this year, I went for it because I really, really liked the design. Unfortunately, the design here was gold, and I thought that was going to stay gold and just kind of be like a golden bronzer, but that was just an overspray, so it made it look really glittery. I had to go in with another brush to just remove all of that, and so this is how the actual bronzer looks. Now this one too, when I first swatched it, I got a little bit worried because it also seemed a little warm. It had a little tinge of orange as well, but I just felt like maybe once this was blended out, it would look a lot better. And now that I've actually used it on my face properly, I am head over heels for this bronzer. So I'm gonna use my Koyudo brush to pick some of this up lightly because this is quite pigmented and it is still on the warm side, so I don't want to over apply. So using a softer brush for me, I think is just better. And oh yeah, this does not smell good to me at all. So it definitely has a fragrance. But look at that shade. And I'm telling you guys, I am not a fan of orange toned bronzers at all, but for this, it's like, this is as orange as I can get with a bronzer and absolutely love it. I mean, I am obsessed with this bronzer. Today's only the second time I use it, so I know obsessed. It's a little maybe extreme for me to be saying, but I love this. I love this so much. And to just think that I was not even gonna get this. Oh. It's so, so pretty. Really like how this cheek is looking with those meteorites too. I'll get some here on the sides as well. Ooh, this smells so bad to me. Oh, the good thing is that I don't think this lingers. It's so good. Like that just put the smile on my face. It gets me so excited. Okay, so for blush today, I shopped my stash and I pulled out my Chantecaille cheek shade in Joy. So this is the Wild Horse. It's a cool tone pink shade. So that's how that looks. Again, that's Joy. So just add a little bit of this. This is my Ray Morris number 2 brush. These little Chantecaille blushes are very, very nicely pigmented. Now I'm done here with the face. I'm gonna move on to the eyes. So I'm not gonna prime my eyes today. Yesterday I tried this. This is another product from the Guerlain holiday collection. It's called the Mad Eyes Contrast Shadow Duo. So this comes with 2 shades. We get one shade that's called Shiny Gold and the other one is Deep Plum. I really enjoy shadow sticks. I find them very easy to use, especially when you're traveling or if you're getting ready in a rush. So I think it's very important to have some reliable eyeshadow sticks, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, these are not the ones. I did not enjoy working with these yesterday. So what I did is I first applied some eye primer. I used my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter primer. That leaves a little bit of a tackiness on the lids. So I felt that when I went in with this shadow stick, it was extremely difficult, and I mean extremely difficult for me to blend out the shadows. So when I removed the primer from the other eye, because I figured it was probably the primer doing that, and although the blending was a little bit easier, it was still very difficult to blend out. What I did do though when I removed the primer yesterday is, I don't really know why I did that, but I picked up the brush that I had used to set my concealer and I dabbed it onto my lid. So now I'm thinking, well, what if it was the powder that was left on the brush? So today we're just gonna go straight in with my bare eyes like this. No primer, anything like that. I do get very oily lids, so that's why I wanted to use a primer. But you know what? If it blends better without it, I guess we just don't need it. So I'm gonna start off with the darker side. Again, this is called Deep Plum. And I'm gonna have my brush ready. So we're gonna do one eye at a time. Like I said, these are very hard to blend. They set very, very quickly. So you definitely wanna work with one eye at a time and in sections as well. So I'm going to apply this onto my lash line here on top. About halfway through, bring it out to the corner and then into the crease. And then I'm using my Smith 235 brush. I'm gonna start blending this. And hopefully it blends easier. This is what I was the most excited to get from this collection because I had never tried their pencil shadows. But yesterday I was so disappointed with it. So can you guys tell what I was talking about? It ends up looking a little bit patchy. It just does not want to kind of continue blending. It's like it'll start going and then it does not budge. I add a little bit more out here. Okay, so I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. At this point, I can continue trying to blend, but it's not gonna make a difference anymore kind of stopped blending a while ago. Okay, I need to better blend this edge here, and so I'm using a lot of pressure with my brush here to just blend this. These Smith brushes are a little bit prickly, like the bristles are not as soft. And I'm using this because I just felt like it was the best one to just blend out these hard eyeshadows. But anyway, it looks a little bit patchy there. Definitely does not look as seamless as I would have hoped. Just continue to add pressure here when I'm blending this. It's hurting my eyes a little bit. Yeah, so definitely adding some pressure will help with the blending, but it'll still look a little patchy. I do know from swatches that these will not budge. So like the formula can be really good. I just wish we had a little bit more time to blend. So now I'm going to take the other side here. This was a little bit lackluster to me. I thought it was going to be a little bit more shiny. I'm going directly in. And it has a little bit of a peachy tone as well, which goes somewhat with those meteorites. Now with my finger, I'm going to try to kind of warm this up a little bit as I blend on the lid. Like I wish it was a little bit brighter, but I actually really enjoyed the combination of these two shades. And you know, I don't always want my eyeshadow to be like too stark, too metallic, or too anything like that. So although I did expect a little bit more of a oomph from this specific shade, I'm not mad at it. For the inner corner though, I really do like this shade. So yesterday I actually did my eyes using this, but then I removed the makeup because it was looking a little bit too spotty, but I still ended up using this with another eyeshadow palette, and using this in the inner corner was really nice, and then using the purple shade in the waterline, really, really nice. So that's what I'm gonna do right now as well. At least I found a way where I can utilize this, and I feel like this is going to be a good product to just have on hand just for like little accents to a look. So I'm going to apply this actually I can't see that far. I'm going to apply this right against my lash line here in the bottom. Still doing only one eye at a time because I want to blend this as best I can. Put a little bit in the waterline. Okay, so this is how the eyeshadow is looking using the Guerlain Mad Eyes Contrast Shadow Duo. Look, I'm a fan of purple eyeshadow. I'm a fan of this combination. I just wish that these eyeshadows were easier to work with. It just starts to dry down so quickly, but I feel like from far away, it doesn't look that bad. I'm just not happy with how much work it takes to get this to work. I just feel like stick eyeshadow should be an easier product to use. You know guys, I'm just a huge fan of my Laura Mercier caviar sticks. Those are wonderful. So I guess when I'm presented with something like this, it just kind of misses the mark for me. Definitely let me know what you guys think. But in the meantime, I am going to apply some mascara. I'm going to use my Lancome Idol Lash Mascara. I really like this guy, but I think it's time to get a new one because I've had this one for a little too long now. I did end up pulling out one of my Guerlain lipsticks. I did not pick up any from the holiday collection. I know actually, I'm not sure if they released new shades, but they did release new cases. I have 3, and honestly, I just rarely ever use my Guerlain lipstick. So that's why I decided to skip on them this time. But I am going to use my favorite one that I have, and I believe this is in the shade 07. I'm not too positive on that, but I'll have it in the description box below. This is such a beautiful like satin pink shade. It's got a little bit of a sparkle in there. I mean, very tiny, but it really makes your lips kind of look a little bit more pouty. And just the shade is so beautiful. And even this, as much as I love it, I think because it's such a bulky case, I just never ever pull it out, but it's a really pretty one. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As far as the new Guerlain products, if I were to rate them from my most favorite to least, I think you guys can pretty much figure that out by now. But definitely the bronzer is my #1 pick from this collection. It's so darn beautiful. My only fear with this is the fragrance, but besides that, I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bronzer. I just absolutely love it. If you guys are around my skin tone and you like a little bit of warmthness in your bronzers, this is the one I would definitely recommend. Again, keep in mind all of these products are fragranced. Next, it would be the Meteorites. I don't dislike these, but they're just not my favorite from all the Meteorites that I have. They're not my favorite holiday Meteorites, but they give a beautiful glow to the cheek. And as long as I use this for occasions where I'm comfortable using something like this, I'm thoroughly going to enjoy it. And then definitely my least favorite is the dual eyeshadow stick. It just takes way too much work to get this to look nice. As I kind of keep looking at my eyes, I'm like, wow, definitely looks better without primer. And though today I still struggled a little bit to get the blend where I want it or how I want it to be. Actually, I just don't totally feel like it got to that point. So I don't know, you guys. I mean, I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. It's not the worst, but I just don't see it being worth it. Like, I don't actually see myself purchasing another one of these from Guerlain unless I hear that they changed the formula or maybe their other shades somehow for some reason work better. But as of now, no thank you. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.